Hi and welcome. Keyboard shortcuts. Well, you either love them or you hate them. Me, I love them because they allow me to be more productive in completing tasks quicker and with less mouse action. And for me that's good. My old wrists need all the help they can get. So let's have a look at how to modify and create some useful keyboard shortcuts. Now if you make some and you find them useful, please let me know. Okay then, let's go to it. My name is Ken Fisher and this is LiveLink Training. Now in this video we're going to be creating and modifying keyboard shortcuts. Cool, eh? Now don't forget, if you're a fan of the printed page, there is a free ebook to accompany the video. Just click on the link in the More section under the video to download it. Okay, let's dig in. Okay, what are we going to learn in this video? Well, firstly, we're going to identify exactly what is a keyboard shortcut. Next, number 2, we're going to open the keyboard shortcuts dialog box. Number 3, we're going to create a keyboard shortcut from scratch. And number 4, we're going to modify an existing keyboard shortcut. So, lots to do. Let's get on. Well, I have to say I'm one for taking the easy route. I like to keep my mousing down to a minimum. Now shortcuts are a great way to speed up your workflow in Photoshop, especially if you use the same commands over and over again throughout the day. Now for example, if I choose the File menu here and we look at the New command, it has a keyboard shortcut. And we can see the one that's assigned by default is Control and N, or Command and N if you were on a Mac. Now if I move down to Close, we can see that there's a keyboard shortcut here as well of Control and W, or Command and W on a Mac. And if I use that, I would close down the current document. Now if I go further into, let's say, image and image size, we'll see that we've got a keyboard shortcut of Alt, Control and I. And if I press this, then it will open up the image size dialog box. Okay, I'll just cancel out of that. Now if we look at all the menus here, you'll see that quite a lot of them have pre-assigned keyboard shortcuts. Now there are a lot of features that don't have a custom keyboard shortcut by default. For example, I use the Gaussian blur filter a lot. And if we look up in the filter menu, I go to blur and I go to Gaussian blur, you'll see that it doesn't have a keyboard shortcut assigned to it. So in this case we can assign a new keyboard shortcut to Gaussian blur to help me out. Now there are many keyboard shortcuts that are assigned to other keys and Photoshop allows us to change all of them if we want. Now some of the shortcuts do make sense and are best left alone, but there are many that you just never use, so you can use that keyboard shortcut for yourself for something else. Okay then, let's go and make a keyboard shortcut. Well, I'm going to go up to the Edit menu and I'm going to go down to Keyboard Shortcuts. And the Keyboard Shortcuts panel has its own keyboard shortcut of Alt, Shift, Control and K. Or if you're on a Mac, Option, Shift, Command and K. And if we click that, then it'll open up the Keyboard Shortcut Menus dialog. Now in the Shortcuts 4 drop down, we can actually change the keyboard shortcuts not only for application menus, which are these things at the top here, but for the panel menus and the tools. But just for this one, we'll change the application menus. And now we're just going to navigate as we would, and we'll scroll down the filter until we find Gaussian blur. And there it is. Now what I want to do, there is nothing here in the shortcut section, so if I click it'll open up a little dialog where I can actually type something in a keyboard shortcut. So let's type something in that we think's good. What about B for blur? That sounds good. So I'll type a B and it comes up with a little exclamation message and it says B is an invalid shortcut. Menu commands must include a Control and or an F key in their shortcuts. Okay then. Let's try Control and B. Or Command and B if you're on a Mac. We've now got a different little decal, but this is a warning, and this is saying, well, Control and B is already in use and will be removed from image adjustments and colour balance if you accept it. Well, now you've got the choice. You can remove it and use it for yourself, for your Gaussian blur. And in this example, well, I hardly ever use the image adjustments colour balance shortcut. So I'm just going to go up and I'm going to click the accept button. And what it'll do is it'll remove it from the other shortcut and it will place it now. So Control and B is now my new shortcut for Gaussian blur. Okay, I'll click OK to accept that, and then we'll just see how it works. So let's just make a marquee of an area, and I'll say I want to blur the heck out of all of this. And I'll just press Control and B, my new keyboard shortcut, and lo and behold, up comes the Gaussian blur. I've not had a menu to go to. I set it for where I need it, and I click OK, and the job's done. So I'll just deselect that. Now another thing I do a lot is to add a mask to a layer. And I can do that manually by going right down to the bottom of the layers panel and clicking on the mask icon. But it's a lot easier if I use a keyboard shortcut, and I find it so. So let's go back to the keyboard shortcuts, and we're in the applications menu, and let's go down to the layer and open that up, and then we'll scroll down, and somewhere near the bottom we should get the layer mask. Here we go, layer mask, and we've got a reveal all and a hide all. Now the reveal all will be white and the hide all will be black. Let's have a reveal all one, and I'll click in there and just try and think of a keyboard shortcut for my adding a layer mask. Well, let's try M. No, can't do that. As we said before, it's got to have a modifier key in it. Right, let's try, say, Control, Alt and M, because I know most of the M's are used on other things. Oh, so Alt, Control and M I can have, and I like that one, but it's telling me it's already used and will be removed from curves with last used settings. Well, I don't really use that an awful lot, well, if ever. So I'm going to click Accept, and then I'm going to click OK. Okay, let's try out my brand new keyboard shortcut. Let's say I was going to do some masking and I wanted to put a mask on this layer. I can hold Control, Alt and M, and there it is, straight away. Is that not cool or what? Now you may want a different set of shortcuts for different jobs. So you can save out a set, including any that you've changed. So let's go back into the keyboard shortcuts, and we can see here these little symbols up here. And we've got that one, that save all changes to the current ones. Well, I don't want to change the default ones, but this one, it says create a new set based on the current set of shortcuts. And I can click on that one. It opens up the keyboard shortcuts folder, and it asks me for a name. And I'll just call this Ken Keys 2, because I've already got a Ken Keys, and it saves it as a KYS file. And then I click Save. And now if I look up in the set options here, I can toggle between them. I can go to the Photoshop default ones, or I can go to my Ken Keys 2 ones. Now wouldn't it be nice if you could have a printed list of every single keyboard shortcut? Well, you can. In the keyboard shortcut dialog here, if we click on the Summarize button here, it'll open up for you to direct it somewhere. So I'll just direct it to one of my folders, and it asks you to give it a file name. Okay, we'll call it Ken Keys 2, and it's going to save this out now as a .htm file. And when I click Save, it's going to open it up in your default web browser. If we just wait, here it is. Let me just bring it in. There we go. Now here you've got a file containing every single keyboard shortcut, including the new ones that you've just made. There we go. There's hundreds of them. And you can print that out for each different set of keyboard shortcuts, if you so desired. So, creating custom keyboard shortcuts might seem a sort of minor thing when you're really starting to learn Photoshop. But as you become more advanced, you're really going to want to access your tools and menu items more quickly. and customising your shortcuts is one of the most productive ways to do that. Well, that's it for this video. I do hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up or leave a comment under the video. Or share it with a friend or two. Don't forget to check out the More area under the video for the link to any download files or free ebooks. And please click on the subscribe button so when I upload a new video, you are the first to know. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.